Go get some hamburger.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. It's John here with Whatever I Could Scrolls Off Portrait Design and Woodworks. How's everybody doing tonight? Maybe you're doing fine this afternoon, but how are you doing tonight? Did y'all get accomplished what you need to get accomplished in the time we were off? Since we're back now, and gonna do some more stuff. So, I want to say, hey, and welcome all my subs and members, and hope you enjoy the show. Any questions, comments, inquiries from in the chat, I'm sure we can answer them for you. If you want the panel, let us know. We'll send you guys a link. Do whatever you want to do. It's an anything goes show. And here's the panel. So, hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Well, sounds a little enthusiastic, Greg.
So you asked if we've got everything done. My beans are done, but it was a fiasco.
Oh, why? What happened?
Well, you know how I kept getting up and going and checking to see if it was up to pressure?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't get to pressure. So back when we moved into this house, we bought a new stove because the stove that was there was like 50 years old. Only one worked. So we got a new stove. Well, I thought I was being smart, and I picked one that I thought was extra safe. In the center of the element has a little button that goes up and down. Well, what happens is if the burner or the pot gets too hot, it shuts down. And then it reignites itself and goes back and forth. So that's very hard to get the pressure up on that big pot. My pressure cooker, it's fine. But that big pot, it never did. So I grabbed my electric 2-burner little thing, and I put it on that. Nothing being, it would not go to pressure. So I'm like, Ron, can you please go out, hook up the propane to my cooker, my propane cooker outside, right inside the garage door, so I could do it there. So he went out, he hooked it on. I started it. We put it on. It was at pressure in 5 minutes, and it was done in 25. Like, I think I set the timer for 27 minutes. So they are finished. They are cooling. They did get a little mushy because of all the waiting. So I'll use those for like chili and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can show you the what they look like.
Bob Lee, how's it going? You know, how we've been up to. 1 second, let me make it big. There you
That's
go.
okay. Whoops.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's all my jars that have beans in them. So now,
So your pressure cooker works with flame?
oh yeah. The flame gets hotter faster, and so it gets the pressure up quicker and holds it steadier. And so
Okay.
literally it was so much faster. So I'm going to do it that way from now on.
I'm just surprised you don't have an electric pressure cooker though.
I do have an electric Instapot, but you can't put jars in it.
No, an electric pressure cooker.
No, I wanted the kind I got. I didn't want an electric one because that defeat the whole purpose of not having to do it on, electricity. I already have an Instapot, which is a pressure cooker, but that's for food only. And then I have another pressure cooker that goes on the stove that is, you have to, electric. It's not plug up, but you have to just put it on the stove.
I wonder if Greg, would you be able to do this
You cut out.
Yeah, you did. What?
Could you do the same thing in a
No,
in a
he's
pressure
already had
pot?
it.
Because you're pretty much evacuating all the.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Could you do the same thing in a pressure pot? Yeah,
I think so.
minus
I
the,
s-
minus
A
the heat
watch
part.
pot never boils, though.
Well, I didn't want it to be electric. I wanted it to be.
Well, that's what happened. That's what happened, right, Connie? You kept checking it. A wash pot never boils.
Well, yeah, but it would never. It has a dial on it. Remember, I showed you the dial at the top.
Yes, I
It was
know.
sat
I
at
know how
one.
pressure.
It never went up. So there was no pressure. Once I put it out on the one out in the garage, it literally went to pressure in 5 minutes or less because the flames are so much hotter. It heats it up faster. It's just like a gas stove, but it's propane. It's
Well, I
what I
guess now you
used.
know, right?
Yeah, I use that for like my Dutch ovens and stuff. When I cook with my Dutch ovens, I take it outside and cook it. So, but lesson learned. Now I know.
My sister is just this year canning on a propane stove, and she said she likes it better than electric.
Yep. Now the wet bath counter, the wet bath counter, that's fine on electric.
Yeah.
But pressure, I'm only going with the propane because I
There's
won't
a-
have a gas stove in my house.
There's a YouTube nerd I watched, and he says, "Why are there no electric kettles in the U.S.?" And or there's hardly any. And
Mhm.
he went and he tested a gas range with a pot like a kettle,
Mm-hmm.
with a liter of water in it,
Mm-hmm.
a electric stove with a pot on it with a liter of water on it,
Mm-hmm.
and an electric kettle which has the element immersed in it.
Right.
You
Immersion.
plug it
Yeah.
in, and with a liter of water, he timed it all, and the gas stove was the slowest. Like 4 minutes, say, and then right down to like 2.5, and
Mm-hmm.
just over 2 minutes. So the gas stove is the most inefficient use of the or slowest to heat in his test. So. And the
Well,
guy's
I
quite
would.
a nerd, and he's very exacting on all this stuff.
Well, the only thing about gas stoves, which I won't have, is that you can have the heat on and then you can turn it right off. Electricity, it has to go slowly down.
You
The
have to have
elements,
second
Cool.
thought.
the element stays hotter longer. So that's the one difference. But I won't have a gas stove. But the propane is flames too, but it's not my stove. I mean, it's small. It's shorter. I don't stand over it like you would, and it's got a guard on it that guards around the flames. So I feel a little bit safer with that. And my husband's like, "Well, what about the fumes?" I'm like, "Ron, the door's open right next to it. It's not going. It's the fumes are going out there if there's any fumes at all." I said, "People live with propane stoves in their house all the time. You just have to make sure you have ventilation."
Well, propane
Yeah,
when you burn it, what it does is it uses up the oxygen rather than create carbon monoxide.
Right.
So if it's a sealed room, it'll eat all the oxygen, and then people have died in tents.
Well,
But,
of course. So you have to have like my daughter. She has her stove in her house is propane, and she has a vent that she turns on. It pulls. It has it vents. And I've known other people, and they always have some kind of a vent that circulates the air. And with this propane one, I just open up the garage door and the back door of it, and there's plenty of ventilation.
I don't know. See, I don't know because you don't hear you hear like back in the olden days before power that you had these gas lines running through your walls to your sconce lights, to your chandeliers, to your stove. And so natural gas, I guess, would be more efficient for a house than a propane stove in your house.
Yeah. But you know what? There's people who, my daughter, propane, she has propane for her heat, her stove. She has electricity for the lights, but
Live in a
propane
trailer.
does everything else. Huh?
Live in a trailer
Yeah,
or a house.
a trailer. It's her house, but
Yeah.
it's a trailer. And so she has a great big giant propane tank. But I have some friends that live up in the mountains in Utah, and they have 2 huge propane tanks. I'm talking 100-pound tanks, 2 of them. And they have electricity and they have propane. It does cooking, heat, everything. And then they make sure that the house is well ventilated.
Hey, Annie, how's it going?
Hey, Annie.
It's going pretty good. Talked to my sister. I got back from dropping the kid off just as you was closing out the other live. So then I went
I just got back.
called my sister and talked to her for a bit. Finished up the baby sack. Planned dinner for tomorrow. You know, the usual.
What's for dinner?
Tomorrow, beef roast with roasted potatoes, carrots, and onions. I'm gonna roast them separately than the roast. And I'm teetering between biscuits and croissants, some gravy,
Oh,
and corn on the cob.
you gotta say it right. Croissant.
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 I don't know about y'all up there, but down here we call them crescent rolls.
I don't.
Yeah.
I call them croissants.
We call them crescent rolls.
Hmm.
That's written on the package.
Well, what do you call a baguette?
Baguette.
A baguette.
Why is a baguette called a baguette, but a croissant is like a crescent roll?
Because if you look on the roll of Pillsbury crescent or croissants, it says crescent rolls. It don't say croissants.
I've got croissant wrenches.
Thick bread.
It's what bread?
So do I.
Really Q-shaped bread.
It's buttery goodness is what it is.
What was it you just called them though?
What?
I got croissant wrenches too.
No,
We
you
make
said something
chocolate
before.
croissants, strawberry croissants, and blueberry croissants.
They're not buttery, they're greasy.
Croissants.
Croissants.
No,
Yes,
they're
Zach says it's croissants.
I'm just being stupid. I don't know what the hell that.
I don't know. You
Why would
don't
you
know you.
Why would you put fruit in your croissants? Pretty much make it a scone.
I do
Gone.
not care for scones.
You look
Scone.
tired.
I have made
wait.
them several times. I've had them made for me, and I just don't care for the
And you
texture.
did your laundry.
Hey, Jim.
I like scones.
Sometimes you just need a day off.
JJ. Oh, and Bob and Larry and whoever else is here.
Hey, everybody, I missed.
Bob, what have you been up to, buddy? If you're still here, you've been MIA for I don't know, freaking how long's Bob been gone for, Greg? You know, like he's been MIA for
Eight
freaking
months,
forever.
a year.
Yeah. I know the last project I saw him working on was his toolbox. The toolbox was the last project I saw you working on, and you were working on the drawers for the drawer slides for your toolbox that you were building by hand, your shop. That's the last thing I saw you working on, Bob. That was like February, March. Have you been vacationing since then, or what? No, it's retirement. Right? Well, you know that though, Greg, would you?
No, don't know anything about that. All I've heard is it takes 4 times as long to do half as much when you're retired.
Yep. That's what I hear too. won't do it. You won't catch me retiring at all. Just catch me with a bigger pile of this stuff.
I shaved all the chicken for you.
All the chicken?
I said that.
Did you microwave the chicken?
I did, but
Yeah, I just
I
want
got full from the ice cream and the mac and cheese.
you get ice cream and mac and cheese for supper. Okay.
Hell of a dinner.
Okay, Zachary. Whatever you say, dear.
Hey, Jim.
Okay.
God. Oh, Lord. Kids. Where? I'll be right back.
All right.
You
I'll be
got
back.
here.
I'll be right here.
We're left forward.
So, how much did you get done, John?
Nothing. I went inside and
Did you
ate,
get
and
the-
then
I
You didn't
meant
even get the Google Eyes glued on?
no, I didn't have Google Eyes. No, I didn't use the Google Eyes. Oh, the cow. I'll bring it over. You can change my camera so you can see it though. No, it's still in the wrong spot. Damn it.
See,
Ow.
this is why I could never be a creator. That would drive me insane. Trying to
What?
figure out how to do all that. Just remembering camera angles and all that.
All right, so there you go.
Got some glare.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I think those eyes are better than Google Eyes.
I agree.
I like-
Let me throw one back on there, and you tell me if it's better.
A cow with a condition.
I don't know. I still like the Google Eyes. They still look kind of cool on there.
Oh, they're good, cool looking.
He
I
looks like
could
he's on something.
Yeah.
I'll send the Google Eyes with it. I could probably put like a fake tongue hanging down too, like one of those dogs that have a stroke or something.
You know what would be freaky is if you sent that and then they had the option of during Halloween putting them on there when nobody's expecting it. Don't tell anybody and see
Oh,
how long
yeah.
it takes somebody to notice. I would do shit like that.
Like those paintings on the wall that people look through
There
the eyes of the.
There are certain poses that some paintings have where no matter where you go in the room, they're looking at you. Yes, I have had creepy paintings like that. Do keep them. I want nothing watching me.
They're scary.
It's creepy. Not so much scary. It's creepy. Of course, I like being creeped out. But I did finish this, and I am trying to decide whether to put like something around the collar. See, this is what it is, John. It's just a big long tube. You just sewed those 3 panels together and made one big long tube.
Still
And
trying
it's
to figure that.
It's
You
a smoke
drop,
sack,
just-
sleep sack,
just-
either one.
so you just drop the kid inside and just throw it over your shoulder then.
Basically. And then you just, you can fold it down. I think I'm going to go along the collar edge. It's got like a little collar on it. And you can put pom-poms on the bottom, although I really don't know why you would. That just seems like one more thing Mom has to be careful of.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to leave those off. And I'm just going to finish the collar off a little bit. Maybe down the front. I think that's pretty cute.
So you put the kid in head first or feet first?
Feet first.
Okay.
Unless they scream like my boys did and then it's head first. That's just to muffle it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them had a set of lungs and a half on them. I don't know where they got that.
Unbelievable.
Look how much I've gotten already.
Look,
Let's
let me
see.
look the show off.
What?
What?
I'm starting on the 17th row.
What'd you hear? What'd you hear me say?
And there's show off.
Is it nobody likes a show off?
Oh, nobody looked to show off. I'm
Honey,
not.
Mm.
I'm
Nyeh,
not.
nyeh, 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 nyeh.
all depends on your perspective.
Right. Hey, Herb.
Howdy, Herb.
Herbie.
See, the
Herbert.
thing is I don't think I am a fast crocheter. I think I'm just an average crocheter.
An average crocheter, but yet when you're on my shows, you're like, oh look, I finished this whole scarf, like all 83 rows.
That's because
Lisa
you guys
Knits
want to
and
see how.
Vlogs says,
That's-
hi, all. I'm here but lurking. Go ahead, Connie. Sorry.
Lurking
okay.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. That's because you guys always want to ask what I'm doing and how far along I am.
Did you just jump through that window?
No.
Do not get in front of the TV.
Me jump? Huh?
That's not your box. No. You have a bed. Go sleep in it.
Oh, maybe.
God, I wish the dolls would listen as good as that cat does. Of course, I've had the cat longer, so. He came in here today and he got right up in Andrew's face and he was rubbing his cheek on Andrew's cheek and he backed up and he sneezed all over Andrew's face.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
look at
gross.
that. And he's telling you how much he loved you.
Wow.
You know,
What? I did
Yeah.
not let the cat come in. It jumped in through the window. You are not going out that way, so go lay down. I've had it with a whole bunch of you today.
I'm back.
welcome back.
I had to go dig through my room for yarn.
Yeah, I have to go
Beth.
Michael's because I need yarn. I don't have the colors I need.
It took me a while to find
Heck.
just some white. And I was like, don't I have any white?
So-
Really?
There are currently 2 Michael's coupons. There's 40% off one item. There's a or
You are
pickup.
really breaking up, or is it me?
No,
It's
he's breaking.
breaking up.
Okay, there's
He's
2
breaking.
Michael's coupons out right now. One for
Mhm.
40% off one item purchase in store, or one for 40% off your entire purchase online for pickup.
That's the way they usually have it. So does Joanne's.
So if
Yeah.
so if you order it now and pick it up tomorrow, it's 40% off your entire purchase. Otherwise, it's only 40% off one item.
Yeah, but then I can't go in there and look at all the different yarns and squeeze it and
You can.
overbuy.
And make a list. You can and make a list of what you want, and then go home and order it, and then go pick it up later.
Well, no, because then I'd have to make 2 trips, and gas is too expensive to waste. And now, while I'm over there, I'm going to have to go to the other dollar store, and I'm going to have to go to Aldi's because it's all right there together. And then
So
I'm
what?
going to have
So
to go
maybe you can.
in there.
Maybe you can go in and start making your list and buying things like while you're in the store,
Make your list, check it twice.
and then order it, and then leave and go do your other couple stores, and then by then it'll be ready to pick up.
Do they really get it that quick, though?
I don't know. I
Sometimes-
don't know,
I
Michael.
don't know.
I've
My
never-
daughter has done that where she.
I've never done a pickup.
My daughter has ordered something, and by the time she gets there, it's ready.
I know
But-
Joanne's is pretty quick.
You'd have to ask them. You could call them and ask them. Tell them, I'm headed that way in a bit. If I order it now, will it be ready?
Yeah, but see, if I go in there, I have an excuse to tell Bill that I'm going to be on for hours and hours. And I could just sit in the parking lot and grab a cup of coffee and listen to a book and not have anybody pecking on the window going, "What are you doing?" Unless you fall asleep. Do not fall asleep in a parking lot.
No, because they think
Don't
you're dead. They think you're dead.
It freaks people out if you fall asleep in your car in a parking lot. I'm just saying.
Yep. Yep.
People are out here. They'll call the
Some
cops.
animal lover will come along and break the window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
break
let
the window.
you
If you didn't leave the window crack open for you.
Yeah.
I've had people bump into the car and, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I was until you scared the shit out of me."
Uh huh.
Give me a heart attack. Go ahead. Yes, that turd. He come in here. He talked to y'all for that little bit. He slept the rest of the time he was here. He got his laundry done, and he slept. I went in and finished up dinner. I was getting ready to put it on the table, and he pops up and he goes, "Oh, is the food done?" I was like, "Well, I guess some things never change." And then he ate, and he laid down on the couch, and he went back to sleep for a little bit longer, and he got up and he goes, "You ready to go?" I said, "I guess whenever you are." He said, "I always sleep better here." And I said, "Because it's home."
Yeah. I don't sleep better at Dad's. I don't.
I don't sleep better anywhere but home.
I like to sleep in my own bed.
By the time
I don't sleep good here either, so
Well,
don't matter.
when I go to Utah, I can't wait to get back in my own bed.
I didn't mind it at Dad's when they had the couch in the back room because it was actually comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, no. It wasn't so bad this last time because he has a lift chair that I slept in it.
Right.
But it
Bye,
was
Lisa.
better than the day bed. That thing was horrible.
Yeah. Bye, Lisa. She's leaving.
Bye, Lisa.
I didn't even know she was here.
Come on
Hi,
by,
hi,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Anthony sleeps in
Hey,
my
Dad.
bed chair almost every night, but ours, it lays down to where it's flat like a couch.
Yeah. Hey, Beth.
I cannot sleep like that. I have to be propped up.
Those day beds, it's like they have the bars underneath, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yes. Yeah.
Nope.
It's the same with the pull-out couches.
They're
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh my God! You always have. I don't care how the mattress you got. There's that one bar that goes across that catches you right in the lower back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Slept on those.
Yeah. It was usually like my ribs or, my lower back or, I don't know, just, because the time before last when I was there, I took all the blankets I could find in the back room and made a big old comfy, I don't know, it was really high, just like cushions right on top of each other. I was just like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm making a cushion in here because that thing is not comfortable to lay on. I said, isn't it? And I was like, go ahead and try it. And she's like, oh, that's horrible. And you want me to sleep on it? Really? Love you too, Megan.
Bill got married that winter because he had like a little mini apartment over the cellar behind his mom and dad's house when we first got married till we got into our house. And we were staying up there and the power went out. So his mom's like, "You all come down here and sleep in the living room next to the fireplace so you won't get too cold." And I was laying there and I was laying there and I was laying there and I rolled over and I looked at him. He goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm just going to pile the blankets on the bed and sleep upstairs." And he's what? I said, "That clock is entirely too loud." And I now have the damn clock in my house. It's a, what they call it, a mantle clock. It's like a miniature grandfather clock.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And you could stand out on his mom's porch at night and hear this clock ticking. And I was like, I can hear a watch in a drawer covered by a towel in my bedroom at night.
Oh,
I cannot stand to hear a clock or a watch tick. It drives me insane.
all right. Beth says I'm so short it supported my knees. Oh my. Oh lordy. It was like on my ribs.
I had to change gears. I'm going like, I was like, oh yeah, the beds. Got it.
Yeah, the beds. Yeah, it was like my ribs that always got it. It seemed like.
I just felt like I was in traction the next morning.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't. I could when you first get up in the morning, you couldn't move. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm old.
If
Yeah,
something's loud, I
Mega
just
would laugh
turn
at
my
me
good
every
ear to the
time.
pillow.
Yeah,
Well,
Mega would see me walk and she'd be laughing, and she's like, "Problem?" And I was like, "Kiss my ass." You know exactly what the problem is.
well, I already used like a pillow for my knees, and my dog 2 days this week has decided that's his pillow, not my
Ah,
knee pillow. So he gets under the blanket and he lays right on my knee pillow, which makes it extremely difficult for me to get comfortable.
No,
But
so you throw your leg over his neck, and when he gets uncomfortable, stop doing it. Cash has
uh,
a habit of
that's not how he's laying. He's laying with his back towards me, and he's kind of curled up where I'm getting more of his butt than anything.
Oh, okay. So he's like spooning with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the cats like to sleep like that. And Storm will take
mhm.
the bed. He is not, he's just this big. But when he stretches out, he's like that long, and he will take up the entire edge of the bed when he sleeps. And I'm just like, I have beds for all of my animals have their own bed. Nice beds, expensive beds, and they never freaking sleep in them.
Well,
I don't have one for Motorboat. It'd do no good. She sleeps wherever I sleep.
last year and the year before, in the cold weather, he would go under the blanket and then plop his body up against my back, and then wouldn't move.
Yeah, that's why people sleep.
Yeah. So I always had to hurry and get in the position I wanted to be in before he decided to plop against me.
Motorboat, when I go to bed, she'll like wanting to get up, and I'll tell her no, just wait. And she'll since she watches me, it's like just wait. Then when I get situated, okay. And then she comes up and curls up right by my neck, and if I don't cover her up, she'll paw on me until I cover her up too.
Yeah.
And she like burrows down in the blanket, and then she's fine all night.
Well, Royce goes under the blanket. He has a coat on. You guys saw that red on
Yeah,
him? That's his
the
coat.
red one.
I made that coat for him, but he still wants to be under the blankets.
Motorboat loves to be covered up.
Yeah.
That's like sometimes if she wants to take a nap and if I'm wearing a hoodie, she'll crawl up underneath my hoodie. So
Well,
she's covered up. And I was like, okay, don't just make yourself at home.
you know, my
Whatever.
daughter, she's in training right now, and so she leaves on Sunday afternoon. She doesn't get back until Friday afternoon. So we've got her chihuahuas, and at night they sleep in their crate, which they have tons of blankets. But during the day, when they have to go outside, it's getting colder and colder, and they're like 8 pounds and 10 pounds. Skinny little dogs, they freeze. Well, she has bought them sweaters, she's bought them coats, jackets. Nothing works. They slide right out of it. And she goes, Mom, do you think you could do what you did for Simon? Simon was her dog that became our family dog. He was a schnoodle. So he was half poodle and half schnauzer. No sweater, no jacket ever fit him. So I got a infant fleece shirt, and I trimmed the arms off down, and I cut a belly, circle, half circle out of the belly, and I tightened it around his body, and he loved that thing, and he would get mad if I took it off of him. So today I went and got two fleece shirts. So tomorrow, the next day, I'm going to change the way they are, make them to where they'll fit their little bodies, so they can have sweaters, little fleece jackets.
Now, Daisy, my Boston Terrier, she would wear a jacket in the wintertime when she went out. As soon as she came in, she wanted it back off. She would wiggle and wiggle till you took her out of it. Now, Lily, you put her sweater on her, and she'd wear it until you took it off of her.
That's the way Royce is. Thing is, these, they're going to have to get used to these because my husband's not going to be able to take them off, and they're not going to be easy to take off because it's a shirt. So it's made different. And so they're always cold anyway. It's not going to hurt them to have it on. They take the other ones off because they just slide out of them. Literally slide right out of them.
Says he's going back to the chair. Okay, Herb.
Okay, Herb. So, Joe, I decided not to put white on the inside of this.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
might.
going through drugs. That's why I was muted.
That's okay. I might stripe it on the outside or just leave it because I looked and I don't have that much white, so I might not do any white at all.
Yeah. More
I
drugs.
forgot I had used a bunch of the white already.
Yeah. I had trouble finding white, and I was like, I usually have lots of white and black, so I might have already like bagged it up into one of those vacuum seal bags.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
but yeah.
I've been ordering my white and black cotton off of Amazon because I have a hard time finding it.
Yeah, but I may have used all the white because I don't normally buy white a lot,
Yeah.
so I may have to get some, just like some mainstays. I'm fine with that.
The acrylic, I buy that.
Yeah, because I'm making a blanket, and I have the Just yarn. They had at Dollar Tree for $5.
Mm-hmm.
I have red, and then the white I have right now. The only one I could find was a Pound of Love.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's actually white. What does it say it is? Might be off white or something. I don't know. No, it says white.
You know what I saw at Walmart yesterday?
Yarn.
Yes, on the end cap, they had this yarn that was a chunky but not a really big chunky. The spools were this big around.
Wow.
And it was like that thick, but they were huge. And they were only like for $4 and some change. I'm like,
Yeah, there's not much length on them though.
what?
There's not much length on them though.
Probably not.
They're not very long. It's for
Probably
like
not.
big hand yarn, right?
Yeah, I just had never seen it before. It's all variegated.
I hate when they change the shapes and colors of my pills. It messes me up.
Yeah, I don't like it when they do that with Anthony either.
Yeah, I'd like to know what I've got. Because I take so many different ones. I know what I got, and I put them in one of the bigger pill bottles, the tall ones. Some of each, and they have to last me a couple weeks. But when they change them up, I'm like, what the hell is this one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I do all my husband's pills. So he takes 13 pills in the morning.
Oh, geez, I don't take that many. I thought I took a lot.
He takes 1 pill midday, and he takes 6 pills in the evening. But he's getting a new pill that should be here this coming week, so it'll be 7 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's okay. So he has his glipizide, which is for diabetes. Then he has Jardiance for diabetes. Then he has a prostate pill. He has an upper GI pill. He's got IBS pill. He's got a high hernia pill. He's got a 3 dementia pills. Let's see, what else does he have? Oh, he's got his time release nitro pill. Gosh, what else does he have? He's got so many pills. I can't remember all what he has. Oh, he's got his he's got 2 high cholesterol medications. Yeah, so that's his
Dang.
life. And guess how many prescriptions I have?
None.
1.
One.
That's it. Just 1. I take, vitamin C, zinc, fiber, adult dose aspirin. Let's see, what else do I take? I take a multivitamin. I take evening primrose. That's about it.
You take it in the evening?
I take it in the morning and the evening.
Mhm.
It's to help with hot flashes.
That's where that went. I found my icy hot.
Yay.
Cool.
Yay. Found it.
Is it icy or is it hot?
You.
Depends on the time in the day.
Depends on which side of the box you read.
It goes back and forth, actually. When you have it on, it'll be like hot for a while, and then it gets cold. Then it gets hot, and then it gets cold.
I never noticed it doing really either one. I was like, whatever.
Oh, really? I
I
do.
know. I know that when you
Yeah.
first put it on, it's cold, but if you start sweating when you got it on, then it gets freaking really hot.
Yeah.
And if you get in a hot tub of water, it gets really, really hot.
Right.
You got to take it out of the box for it to get hot or cold.
Yeah.
I have so much stuff for neuropathy, it's not even funny. All these creams and stuff, but I haven't found any at work yet.
Try Unkers.
Yeah, you told me about that, but I haven't got any yet.
Unkers works.
There's one pill I'm looking for, and I can't have to go through every damn thing I have to find it.
In fact, I have to order another tub of Unkers.
Tub.
It comes in a little tub, like that big around.
What do you do? Buy a gallon jug of it or something?
No. It's like
Look it
this
up
big
here.
around, and it's about this tall, but it lasts for a long time.
Yeah, that. Now I did find that the Wise Men's frankincense and myrrh does seem to help some.
Well, frankincense and myrrh is very good for your system.
Yeah,
I have
it's
essential
like,
oils,
it
and
reminds me of like the bag balm in those little jars or whatever cans.
yeah.
This is just in a little jar.
Well, the Unkers is a salve that you rub
Yeah.
in, but I have essential oils in frankincense and myrrh, plus a lot of others. I have a lot of essential oils.
Mm.
Snake oil.
That's what my daughter calls it, snake oil.
Finally found it up. Get rid of that.
Okay, I have a headache. I don't get headaches.
I'm sorry.
It's right by my eyebrow.
I was going to say maybe your headphones are too tight.
I don't think so. They're pretty loose. In fact, they're really super loose. I don't know.
Okay, now I've got the drugs taken care of. Finally.
I want a new drug.
I need some new ones. I need some pain medicine. That's what I want.
Huey Lewis.
Nice.
In the news.
Good old Huey.
Lewis fan. Didn't really like to look at him, but I did like his music.
He's Canadian,
that?
isn't he?
Huey
Huey
Lewis.
Oh yeah.
I need more gummies. That's what I need. And my brother did tell me not to buy any, so he must be having skin refund. He said he'll see me at Christmas and don't buy gummies unless I have to. All right.
But I know what you're getting for Christmas.
It won't be for Christmas. He's just getting them. Because he's the type that he'll call you out just out of the blue. What can I do to make your life easier? And he does that, and I was like, and he when the day he called, I was like, I'm just having a real bad pain day, and it's like if you could take my pain just for an hour, I'd be happy. And he's like, what makes your pain go away? And I was like, nothing. And he's like, what about gummies? I was like, nah, I'm about out of them. I take them as the last resort. So he knows what I take because he's got them for me before. I don't take the ones that get you high. That's all I need for me to be high. We've seen Annie high.
I was gonna say like Annie.
Accidentally. Neither did I.
Was Annie into the gummies?
No.
Oh my gosh, she took too much.
My son suggested them because he takes them for pain, but he didn't tell me I wasn't supposed to chew a whole one.
Yeah, she took one whole gummy. And I'm like, and Annie doesn't like gummies, right? I'm like, well, you could cut it in half. You could cut it into quarters and just take it like swallow it like a pill, like with water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she ate a gummy.
The whole time I was chewing it, I was gagging. And he was just like, Mom, just swallow it with something. He's still chewing out. I cannot stand the texture of it.
But you told me it was only like 10 milligrams.
Yeah, she's a lightweight. It's her first time, right?
Yeah, she's a light. I take 10 milligrams. It helps with the pain. Doesn't make me loopy like you. That was funny, though.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, I can take Motrin, and you would think that I was high when I take Motrin.
Oh, jeez.
Like that.
Was she like Robin with the fireball?
No, she
And then
was
it goes-
worse. She was
So,
worse.
so you're drug sensitive.
I'm very drug sensitive. It's because I don't
My
take
mom was
anything.
like,
I'd
that
rather
too.
suffer in pain than take a pill I hate. I
Now, my
know.
mom was fun as hell when she gets stoned. Because my brother-in-law,
But if you come from a family where everybody are addicts, my mom was an alcoholic, but she was also a pain pill addict, as in she didn't snort them. I mean, she just was constantly swallowing pills. I had several brothers the same way, and I was just like, I ain't never getting hooked on this stuff. I refuse to do that to myself. So
right.
I steer as clear of it as I possibly can. When the doctor put me on Valium, I told her to put me on the least amount that you can possibly write a prescription for. It was for 0.5 milligram. And I would take that, and you would think that I had an entire bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Bill just loved to just sit. He would just sit there, and I was like, stop. And he goes, but you're so funny. And he would just sit and laugh at me, asshole.
Yeah, my mom was like that, and probably a couple months before she passed away, she had cancer, and she was in a lot of pain. My brother-in-law, he's a pothead, that he lives there, and still does, with Dad, and he wanted to know about getting her high, or he was getting her high, and Dad called me, and he's like, your mom's getting stoned, and so, what you want me to do about it, and so I talked to Mom, and I was like, and it was funny. I mean, she was stoned out of her mind, and I was, are you hurting? And she said, not right now. I was, okay, good enough. So I called Dad back. Leave her alone. She's not hurting.
Mm-hmm.
As long as she's not hurting, who cares? Let her be pain free for a while.
I'm reading Beth's story over on the side there.
So my
Her daughter did that with gummies. She takes half a gummy. It says to take half a gummy. She takes two. Shake my head. I thought it was
Oh,
funny because she thought she was dying. I couldn't convince her that she wasn't. No matter what I said, she panicked.
no, it depends on the milligrams too. The most I take is 10 milligrams. If I take 15, I feel like I'm drunk, and I don't like that feeling.
Well, I'm allergic to morphine. I'm allergic to. Well, I'm not allergic to Percocet, but I cannot stand the way I feel on it, so I won't take it. So when I have to have like surgery or whatever, I'm like, I'll just take ibuprofen. I'll be fine. And that's all I take because I can't stand the way I feel on
I don't know. I tell
Percocet.
them to give me all the drugs they can.
This is what happened. This is why I stopped. I'll tell you what happened when I stopped. Why I stopped taking Percocet. Okay, so I had foot surgery. They cut my toe in half, the up above the actual toe, but the bone in your foot.
Yeah.
They cut it in half. They shaved it and they turned it, and then they stuck pins in it. So I had two pins going like this, and the pins were sticking out of my foot. Okay, and they put a cast on it, and I had to be on the Percocet, and I was on crutches for 8 weeks. Well, before this happened, I babysat kids. I had to learn how to drive with my left foot because I had surgery on Friday and I had to drive on Monday. And whatever, but every time I was taking it, I told my daughter at the time, she was 14. I said, get my keys, go take the van, and go pick up the Websters. And she was 14 or 12. No, she was 12.
Oh my.
And she's like looking at me and she goes, who's the Websters? I'm like, I don't know.
But go pick them up.
So yeah, when I realized that that's what I had said, I stopped taking it. And I called the doctor. I said, I'm not taking that no more. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't
Yeah.
like the way, nothing about it. So,
Yeah, Mom took one of my Norco ones. Just to we did a sliver of it because mine was a lot more milligrams she's used to.
hmm
And so she took one, and then usually they just knock her out.
right.
And and then after a while, she just like sat up on her. She was in the recliner. She just kind of sat up and looked, and her head followed through the house. And I was like, I'm looking like what? But if you sing, then I'm not. She's like, did you see that? I was like, see what? She, there was an Indian going down the stairs on a unicorn right through the house. And well, I hope Dad has the back door open for him to go out. Well, I think he probably opened it for him. Yeah, probably.
That's
And I was like,
crazy.
you should try to take a nap. And she's like, yeah, I am a little tired. I was like, oh man, you're stoned as hell.
Well, when I had
She was
Hello,
fun.
Tracy.
when I
She was
had
fun when she was on that kind of stuff. Oh, it was just hilarious.
when I had my second C-section and my first C-section, they forgot to put it in my folder or whatever, my records, that I had a reaction to the morphine when they
Mhm.
gave it to me. So I
Hi, Dutchman.
Yeah.
I itched. I could not stop scratching my
Mhm.
whole body, my face. It was horrible. And then they did it to me again 5 years later, and I'm like, never
Mm.
again. Not
They gave
getting.
me morphine once, and I had a reaction at the site of the injection,
Uh-huh.
and my whole arm swelled up. And they were
This
putting like ice and stuff on, and they told me you need to tell your doctors from now on not to give you morphine.
Oh, you
well,
get down there. It was giving morphine.
well,
And I was like, okay.
I did not realize when I had the first one, that what was making me itch was the morphine. They didn't
Yeah.
tell me what that was, what
I
was
didn't itch
causing it.
all over. I just itched right up, just on my
Um,
arm.
I was digging at myself. I itched
Oh,
everywhere.
oh
And
man, that would be horrible.
it was horrible. And then one time, well, this was back many years before, after I had my son, a year and a half later, I had a really bad kidney infection. And so I went to the doctors and they gave me some medication. And I didn't, I had an allergic reaction to it, but it wasn't like anything I recognized as an allergic reaction. So I never contacted them. I just took it, the medication, and the kidney infection apparently had gone away. Well, it didn't. And so, like 3 weeks later, I got really sick again. I went back to the doctors and they gave me the same medication. Or, no, I got really sick and I went to the doctors and they were going to send me home with the same medication. And I started throwing up really bad. And they checked me and I had a blood infection
Oh, wow.
along with the kidney infection. They put me in an ambulance and sent me to the hospital. And I was on IV, intravenously antibiotics, and I was fine, and it went away. But they sent me home with that same pill,
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
medication that I was allergic to. Within 2 hours, my skin all turned beet red. I swelled up. My skin started peeling off.
Oh no.
That's when I knew something was up. So I called, and they said, "Don't take another one. You come in, we're going to give you a shot to stop the to counteract it. And
Uh-huh.
don't ever get that in your system again, because that would kill you, most likely." But because of all of the medication that was getting in my system, when I was starting to feel better, I got pregnant, and then I lost the baby because it was deformed because of all the medication in my system.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I can't have sulfa drugs.
Yeah.
There's-
Beth
Huh?
says she enjoys morphine. She doesn't care about anything. LOL. I'm like that with Dilaudid. I love Dilaudid. Oh, that stuff's wonderful.
My husband likes when he fell. Okay, so he was a cop for 24 years, and he was a corporal. And when he got to work at 10 o'clock at night, his sergeant said, "There's a hatch that's unsecure up on the roof. We need to go check it out," because they didn't want any inmates getting out. So my husband went up the ladder first, his sergeant, and then he brought one other guy. And they were going up the ladder, and my husband opened up the hatch, and he went up the ladder and stepped out and fell 12 or 14 feet to the lower roof and sat and bounced on it because it was that thick rubber. And
Uh-huh.
it broke 5 ribs, tore up all the cartilage between these ribs completely up.
Oh no.
So when they rushed him to the hospital, they put him on morphine. And when the morphine was starting to wear off, he's like, "Oh, I hurt too much. Would you please just give me back that morphine?" And they're saying, "Nope, you don't get it." So they put him on, I can't remember what it was, but it was where you could get addicted to it, and he refused to take it hardly at all. So the doctor said, "Well, then just take ibuprofen." But he was out of work for 8 weeks for
Yeah, I
that.
like how they all, doctors now, it's like, just take some ibuprofen. That's not going to cut it.
Well, when I get
You shouldn't be in pain if you don't have to be.
right. Well, I know when I have had oral surgery, the one time they gave me something that set me off. I was sitting there in my recliner chair, and I had something I needed to say, and everybody was sitting around. Instead of just saying that, I said, "Hold on," and they're like, "What? What did you do?" And I said, "Hold on, not hold on, hold on." They laugh their
Yeah.
butts off, and they bring it up every time I'm getting surgery. I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't get that medicine anymore. I just take ibuprofen. I don't deal with that." I do not like the way it makes medications like that make me feel. I stay away from them as much as I can.
Yeah, I was when I had my stomach surgery, I was on Norco and Dilaudid both.
I've never been on either one of those.
Well, then I was on Phenergan, for the anti-nausea when you take those, and I was going to mom and dad's to recuperate because Zach was much younger. I couldn't take care of him, so with my sister and everybody there, they were going to help out with Zach, and I was sitting there in the chair, and my brother looked at me. He's like, "You are stoned as hell," and I was like, "I don't feel anything, so it's all good." He's like, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I need to go have a smoke. So why don't you help me outside?" 'Cause I could barely walk at the time. I had no strength or energy because when they did the surgery, I was like within a day of dying.
Yeah. Okay,
You
so
know,
I have
yeah.
figured something out with this hat. I don't have enough yarn to make what I want.
I think it goes on your head.
Uh-oh.
What?
What?
What did you say?
You figured out you don't have enough yarn, but I figured out I think it goes in your head.
Oh, be quiet. Okay.
I'll be quiet.
The reason I'm going to show you, I'm not going to show you what I've done so far because I don't want to show you because of what John said the last time. So, this is what's left of the skein.
Okay.
Half of it's gone.
Okay.
And I've only made a fourth, not even, about a fourth of what has to go around me.
You just need a
And
smaller head.
So are you going? You make it like a square though, a rectangle, then sew it together, right?
yeah, so I'm not going to show
That's
you.
how you
because-
make your hats.
No, this isn't. This is a cowl.
Oh, a cow. Okay.
I was
Can you throw in some white in there to make up?
I don't have enough white. That's what I said before.
You have red. What else is in the colors that you're using?
Pink, gray, and white.
You mean gray?
Not this kind of yarn. No.
Oh, it's cotton, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cotton. So the
Oh.
only thing I have is
All I can say is, oh shit.
Exactly. I've done a lot. I don't want to tear it out.
But
I just started it and I've
cotton
already done a
doesn't
lot.
stretch. Cotton
What?
doesn't stretch a whole lot either.
Well, it's
Like an acrylic. Yeah, like an acrylic would though. It
But
might
it's
be
hard.
all right.
Yeah, but I have to do 2 layers. The outside shell is bigger than the inside shell. And this is the inside shell.
Well, it's gonna be flipped in. You know who's gonna know what's on the inside?
Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jess.
The problem is I guess I could put this in the front
Yeah.
and use whatever color in the back.
This is what you call it. You're gonna wing it. Just wing it.
Well, I know that. But the
When you get
seam,
a little bit farther along, see how you are on your yarn.
but the seam has to be in the back of this part.
Uh-huh.
So I would have to start it and then go and attach it on the okay. But I don't have enough white. And I don't think I have enough black. I'll have to look and see what other cotton I have.
Dutchman says he quit drinking alcohol.
What? You're nuts. No way.
Yeah, so I'll figure it out. I'm going to stop for now because I don't want to go any further till I know what I'm going to be doing.
Hey, Jessica. Hey, Jeff.
I'm not saying I don't believe you, Jeff. I'm just saying I don't believe you.
So did you quit for good or just till you're cleansing your body?
Till his next drink.
So you just letting it get out of your system for a little bit and then you're going to drink again, or you quit altogether for good and forever?
He's just trying to cleanse his body. Yep, I'm done. All right.
Well, good for you if that's what you're doing. I quit drinking. I don't know how old Zach now, 24.
I quit
So
drinking.
25 years ago.
I quit drinking 33
Yeah.
years ago. I quit drinking alcohol. I quit smoking at the same time. I quit drinking uh, soda pop the year after that. So
Oh
31
my
years.
God. What the hell were you thinking?
You had
I,
no need for mix.
well, the thing is it made me okay. So I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to smoke anymore. I was done. But the soda pop, I stopped drinking that because it made me sick. Every time it would upset my stomach and make me just really sick. So
Hmm.
the doctor said try, and because I was drinking a lot of soda pop. I mean, I started at like 6 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. All I had was soda pop.
Yeah.
And
Round the
so,
clock. Yep.
so he said, "Well, let's stop drinking it and see how you feel." Instant, I felt better, and I'm like, "That's the end of that. Don't miss it." So now I drink tea. I drink
Jeff's
both green tea mostly, but I do drink black tea occasionally, and I drink herbal teas.
Jeff's going
And
in for hip surgery,
It's
so he
not a
wants
bad
to be more healthy.
That's what, in January or something, wasn't it? January or February?
Well, yeah, he was talking about that last week, right?
Yeah. I think he was waiting until after the first of the year or something.
They generally do that, Jeff, because alcohol thins your blood, and if you're going in for major surgery, they want as little blood loss as possible, so they'll ask you to
Yep.
not
Yeah, but
drink out.
they say smoking does too. But as soon as I got out of surgery, I had a cigarette, like out right
not me.
outside the hospital.
I would not smoke the night before I went in the hospital from midnight on, and I would not smoke while I was at the hospital. But the minute I was in the car to come home, that's the first thing I did. Because my neighbor picked me up after my hysterectomy because I couldn't drive, and my sister wasn't up here yet. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna sit right here on this bench. He said, well, you gonna get in the car? I said, nope, having a cigarette first, and he don't smoke, so I won't smoke in his vehicle.
Yeah. Well, they always tell you, nothing by mouth after midnight or whatever. I was like, what? Well, I'm still drinking. I won't drink pop, but I'll still take drinks of water. I said, when you're diabetic, you have cotton mouth all the time.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, and sometimes I just get a peppermint or something. Like, when I had my elbow surgery, they would come in to do something. I had a Mountain Dew underneath the sheet. My ex, he was in there with me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" In case I get thirsty. He's like, "Won't that affect you?" It's like it never has before, and I've had many surgeries, and I've never. I'm a worst patient there is.
It's just mostly because they don't want you to vomit and aspirate it into your lungs during the surgery.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, I've never had any issues whatsoever.
I have issues with the anesthesia, so they have to give me Phenergan in the anesthesia with the anesthesia, because if they don't, I get violently ill when I wake up.
Ah,
And the last abdominal surgery, I said, "You really don't want me throwing up after surgery?" He said, "No, we really do not want you to throw up." He said that would be
I've
bad.
never had any issues with that. Usually when I come to, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like right as soon as I wake up, I was like, let's get dressed, get out of here. I'm ready to go. The only time I wasn't is when I had my stomach surgery. I was like, nope, I'm not moving. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Well,
I was.
after my hernia surgery, they're like, you can't leave until you urinate. I'm like, well, give me some water. No, we can't give you anything to drink. What? What? How do you expect me to urinate if I don't drink?
My father-in-law he was a diabetic, and he got gangrene in his foot and up his leg, And so they said that they were going to have to amputate his leg
Mm-hmm.
from the knee down, just below the knee. And when they did, before they did that, they sent a dye up into his foot, and it caused his kidneys to shut down. So when they went in and did amputation of his leg, they also had to put in an exchange system because he couldn't handle getting up and getting to the dialysis because of the amputation. So he was on the exchange system, which it is every 2 hours they'd hook him up to this thing, and it would pour into a bag, then unhook it, put another bag, and pour it back into his system, and that would clean his blood. And then this was in January, and by August he had to have his other leg amputated, the same,
Oh,
just
no.
below his knee, because of gangrene, because of the diabetes. He only survived 2 years after they did the first one. It was just too hard on his system.
Yep. Hey,
So
Dave.
he had a massive heart attack and died in January,
Hey, Dave.
2 weeks after my dad died.
Mm.
So my kids lost both grandpas in 2 weeks.
Yep, that's what happened with my dad and my father-in-law. They died 11 days apart.
Mine 18 days apart. So 2 weeks and 2 days. Well, 16. So it was 2 weeks and 2 days apart. But my dad, it was my stepdad, but he was the only dad that ever was my dad, let's put it that way. He had lung cancer. They found out in April, and they started on radiation. They did 5 rounds or 40 rounds of radiation, and by October, the end of October, it had gotten into his bloodstream, and it was just a matter of time. And
Yeah.
January 6th, they told him, they said, go home, let your family know, tell them what's going on so they can be prepared. He hid it because he had started throwing up blood. He hid it from us. He didn't tell us. He went to work every single day throughout the whole process, never missed a day of work. He went to work on January 5th. He worked until his relief was at midnight. So it was January 6th, actually. At 10:30, he ran down the hallway because he knew he had to throw up. And he opened up the door, and as he started to throw up, he died. And the door slammed in the face, and his watch hit the wall and stopped working. So that's how they knew what time he had died.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. We talked one night.
Yeah, his relief opened the door to that scene. So, but it was lung cancer. He had COPD, and he started smoking, and he was an alcoholic, and started smoking and drinking at 12.
Oh, wow.
Well, him and his sister, their dad was an alcoholic, and they had been adopted, and the neighborhood kids found out when he was 12 and she was 14 that they were really funny when they would drink.
Ah.
So they would feed it to him. So
Yeah.
they took advantage of it. But he was the one that was a ham radio operator
Mm-hmm.
and was in communications in Vietnam War. It's been a long time since my dad and my husband's dad died. They died in the
I
90s.
never knew either one of my grandfathers. I knew my grandmothers.
One of my grandpas died on Christmas Day 7 years before I was born, so I never met him. And I knew my other grandfather a little bit. He died when I was 8. But then my step grandfather, I knew him until after I graduated high school. But but my grandmothers. One of them lived until she was in her 70s, the other one in her 80s, and the other one, she was almost 100.
Oh, wow.
See there, Greg.
Stop it.
What?
You're yawning. It's too early.
I always yawn. Even when I'm not tired, I yawn.
So innocent.
Did you know when I
See you,
used
Jeff.
when I used to do my my videos for the crafts and stuff? When I do the voiceover, I would yawn, and people would say, "You need to stop yawning. Something's wrong with you." I'm like, "Okay, all right, whatever you say." So I
Get
would-
right on that.
I'm like, "Okay." So I just started muting it or stop talking, stop the recording when I had to yawn. But I yawn all the time. And someone said, "You don't get enough oxygen." Yes, I do.
You're not breathing enough.
Oh, I see. Did you know every time I ever had my oxygen checked, it's like 99% or 100% oxygen in my bloodstream? Always.
Mine is not. Mine goes low. And I keep telling them, I was like, because every time I was like, my nose is stuffed up. Well, that won't make no difference of how much oxygen's in your blood. And I said, every time you breathe in through your mouth, you're also breathing in through your nose. So you're getting more oxygen. And I was like, let me blow my nose. And I would blow my nose and they'd take it. Oh, difference. You went to medical school and I did not. And I knew this and you did not. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is like people say that,
Chris Nealon. Hello.
hey, Chris Nealon,
Hey,
everyone's
Chris.
like, you must not get enough sleep. That's why you sleep so much. I'm like, what? How does that work?
It doesn't.
They're like, well, you must not be sleeping heavy. I'm like, well, I think I am. I'm snoring. I feel rested in the morning. I don't move around very much. I just sleep.
I'm an octopus when I sleep. I'm all.
I used to snore, and that was the problem.
Well, that's the other thing. People would say, you snore and that's why you're not breathing good. I'm like, nope, I've been tested. Did you know that when I was 6 weeks old, I stopped church because everybody was trying to figure out who the old man was that was snoring.
Oh my God.
So when I was 2 years old, I had my tonsils taken out and my adenoids, and the snoring stopped for about a year, but my adenoids grew back, and so I started snoring again. And I've been tested, and they said, oh no, you go right into REM sleep, you sleep solid. And everyone's like, well, how can you sleep? How can you lay down and decide when you're going to go to sleep and then sleep as long as you decide?
Oh,
I'm
that's like me. I can lay down and sleep for 10 minutes or sleep for 6 hours.
Like last night,
And
I slept 10 hours.
And I'm out. And I'm out.
Oh yeah, I'm totally out. Last night, I laid down to bed at 11. I decided I was going to go to sleep at 12. So I fell asleep at 12. And then I thought, well, my husband usually wakes me up around 9 in the morning. He tells me to sleep as long as you want, but he usually wakes me up around 9. So I figured, oh, let's push it. Let's go 9:10. I'll sleep till 9:10 in the morning. At 9:10, I was starting to wake up and the door opened up and my husband came in the room.
Yeah, Chris, same here.
I can set an internal alarm like that. It's like I want to be up by 6. I want to be up by 4, and that's what time. My husband does not understand how I do that.
Yeah.
My ex
Jack,
does that.
My husband
Every
doesn't
time
understand.
when I was pregnant, anytime I had like a doctor's appointment, I just had to tell him what time I had to be up. And he was like, okay, now, do you want to set an alarm? He's like, no. That's why I set the alarm.
Yeah.
And he would be up before the alarm. I was like, seriously? And he's
Well,
always been like that.
my husband doesn't use an alarm. He's never used an alarm his whole life. And he always gets up in plenty of time. Always. He
Yep.
just wakes up. He's got an internal clock too, but I guess I do in a way that I can tell myself. I figured out how many hours I'm going to sleep. I'm like, okay, let's go sleep.
I've been
I
on a
still set
CPAP since 1995, Chris.
I still set the alarm, but I always get up before it.
Same here. I always get up at least a minute before.
The only thing I set an alarm for is to remember to give Anthony his. If I can remember to give him his first medication of the evening, I don't forget the rest of it. I know because it's each hour. But I have to. If I don't have that alarm at 6 o'clock, I will forget it.
Well, now, like I set alarms for myself for different things all day long for different things. But when I sleep, I do have an alarm, but I always wake up a minute before it goes off every morning.
Jack in the shop.
Hey, Jack.
Okay.
Connie, can we try that again?
What?
Yeah.
Talking at the exact same time.
I didn't realize we did.
It was like, wow, that was like we practiced it.
Yeah, when they tested me, they found I was waking 60 times an hour. So I wasn't getting into
The REM
the
sleep.
REM sleep. And so I'd stop breathing 60 times an hour.
Well, that's what
That's
people
once a
were.
minute.
That's what people were telling me that I had that problem, and they checked. No, I don't have that problem.
So
My
halfway
son
through the
does.
test, they do it for 6 hours. The technician there plugged me into a CPAP machine and says, "We're going to try this." I'd never had such a good sleep for 3 hours. It was just absolutely like turbocharging. Never been so awake in the morning.
Yep, that's not my issue. I sleep and then I get up and I'm refreshed and I feel great and I'm not sleepy during the day. Now at night I do yawn, but I yawn all the time anyway.
I can't sleep without CPAP. Oh,
My
I can kind of doze off slightly on the couch, but it's not sleep by any means.
My son has to wear a CPAP, and when they did the test, he failed it. They couldn't figure he didn't get enough sleep for them to figure it out. So they gave him this thing that was just hooked onto his wrist,
Hmm.
and it was hooked to the machine. And then they got the right readings, and then they put him on the CPAP.
Now, Zach has to have a sleep study done. They did one here at home. Sent a kid or whatever, and he did that, and it wasn't. It was inconclusive, so they wanted to go to the
Yeah, they do a lot of
hospital.
the home tests now. When they did me, it was back in the old days, and you go in there and they're sticking things all over your head and your chest and the side of your chest and your fingers, and
You don't feel comfortable and you can't sleep.
I could sleep. Bang, I was gone.
Oh, my son could not sleep, and so that's why they changed the one that just went around his wrist. I'm not sure how they did it, but I guess they knew by his wrist if he was breathing and if he was waking up, because he could always fall asleep. He could never stay asleep, and that was the problem. Now he's sleeping really good. So, first time since he was 19. And you think, oh, that's not that many years, but I'm older than you think, so it's been a lot of years. He's almost 40, so.
Yeah, when our babies grow up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to let your babies grow up to be cowboys, though.
Yeah,
Oh, my babies didn't.
And you'll be good to go.
especially in Alberta.
Okay.
All my kids are adults. They're all in their 30s and 40s. And
They
my
grow up fast.
my oldest grandson is 22, and the next one will be 20 next month. He's the one who lives here. And then the next is 18. She had the same birthday as her older brother, so he'll turn 23 and she'll turn 19 on the same day.
My
It was
mother
on-
and my sister were born on the same day.
I was born on my dad's birthday.
That's
I
how
was
it
You know-
works.
born on
you know what
born
day
on
I
the
was-
same day as my aunt.
Hi, Pixie.
Hey,
Hey,
Pixie.
Veronica.
I was born on the day I was born. I don't share it with
Veronica.
As far as I don't share it with anybody in my family.
I don't share it with anybody that I even know.
I almost share it with Annie.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
I know one of Andrew's ex-girlfriends had the same birthday as me. One of the girls that I used to babysit when I was a kid has the same birthday as me. And I actually hung out with her as an adult. She turned out pretty good. Probably my influence, of course.
I met one girl that was born on the same day, same year as me.
Hey, Jess.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. No, there is one, and that's my brother's best friend, and we pretty much raised him. Those at our house, and his mom has the same birthday as me.
Yeah. Okay, John, what's going on in the chat? I've tried to put two different things. It says this comment has failed to post to what if I could John C. What the heck?
Your connection.
Jack says his
I-
birthday's on the same day he was born.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. It'd be better than like the day after.
Anthony originally was due on my birthday, but he had to be late to the party. It's like his brother was.
My grandson was born an hour and a half after my birthday.
Yeah, it's like my grandson. Just couldn't be born the same day. Had to be born like 2 hours later.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm checking my Wi-Fi, and it's a very strong signal.
Just try it again. It happens to me sometimes too, and it's my show.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
StreamYard's messing with us.
Yeah, sometimes it just glitches. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I don't care.
Connie's a bad influence on me.
Why?
I was making up my own music.
You were doing what?
I was making up my own music.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's a good
I
thing.
know, that's why I
Good.
said you're a bad influence.
It's a good thing. I love doing that. I make up my own songs. I do up my own music. And when I'm painting, I'm singing. You guys can't hear it because I'm not recording my voice. Well, I am recording the voice, but then I take it out. In fact, I think my video is finished loading up for tomorrow. Let's see.
Is it Veronica wants to know what you're working on, John?
Yep, it's done.
I'm working on a bunch of various things for Joe. Just doing backers, prepping everything for coloring, basically, right now. So I cut this out. It'll be a backer for this eagle. So when I cut it out, it'll just look better with a backer on it. Just saying. Some things need backers. They just look better with backers on them.
Hello.
So this look better with a backer on it than without one. Here's 1 second.
A bit of better backer.
Yeah, but with a backer on it, looks a lot better. It adds more depth to it, whereas without a backer, it just doesn't look great. Just adds more depth to it, basically.
Is that a dog I hear?
Yes.
I
thought
heard a
so.
dog.
Trying to get my attention.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like what my dog does when he wants my attention. That or he just comes over and plops on my lap like he did earlier when I didn't ask him to.
Really? Is it that time again already? Well, okay. Three times. All right. Good. 3 times.
3 strikes, you're out.
No, if I don't tell him to chew his treat 3 times, he will swallow the daggone thing whole every time. He like chomps and swallows, and I'm told him he's going to get choked doing that. Good boy. That's it. You're not getting nothing else from me. And there he goes. That's all he wanted. It's like, fine, if I ain't going to get another treat, I'm out of here.
So
Okay.
here, this is Joe's box of stuff that she's getting. So it's going to be this wolf plaque with a backer, this eagle with a backer. I got to color all these now. Her stand. Right. This dragon with a backer. This dragon with a backer and stand. This dragon with a backer and stand. This eagle feather with a backer and colored. And
It's a lot of dragons.
you got a car I'm throwing in. Well, it was a 3 set of dragons though from my auction. 3 set of dragons from the auction. The 2 set of eagles, and then the hummingbird stand, the wolf, and then the cow that I did this afternoon as well, and then the cow I did a couple months ago. I still can't find it. I know where it is. It's in my shop somewhere. I can't find it.
Okay,
The
my video for tomorrow is up and ready to go. And set. Ouch.
So this will pretty much be tomorrow's show, and then I know I got to finish Annie's. I got to finish cutting Annie's. I got one here already in pieces. I just got to clean some more wood down for the second one to build you one of these. To build 2 of these for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, I never kid. That's why I say unfinished. Hashtag unfinished Scroll Saw projects. So I think I'll just be cutting these 2 backers out and then chat for a bit.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he don't go to work till 11.
Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Winnipeg's gonna win.
Huh?
I don't know.
Rather Winnipeg take it than Toronto.
Well, yeah. Canada's Super Bowl tomorrow.
Canada Super Bowl. That's hilarious.
Hmm.
Well, y'all probably celebrate it like we do the Super Bowl, so that makes sense.
Oh, the Grey
No.
Cup.
We'll get Shania Twain instead of Michael Jackson, or what's that other one that had a wardrobe malfunction?
Janet
Janet
Jackson.
Mhm.
See, but I was at the Grey Cup that Shania Twain performed at in Edmonton, and she listened, and we were not impressed. The entire stadium booed her because she was not even singing, and the music was still playing. The entire stadium was all like boo, boo, and she was like 5 minutes into her freaking halftime set, and she literally walked off the stage.
Well, she come in on a dog sled of sorts, did she not?
I don't remember watching her, man. I just remember hearing her and seeing her up on the screen, not singing, and then started booing for everybody else. It's like, at least make it look like you're singing.
Yep.
Considering the amount of
No.
money you're getting paid to be there for, right?
At least Milli Vanilli made it look like they were singing.
Yeah.
Not that I ever saw them, but I've heard.
In their videos, it looked like they were singing.
I just like watching those old videos from the 60s of the Ed Sullivan Show and that kind of stuff. And they got electric guitars and they're not plugged in and they're playing away.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dick Clark's American Bandstand, same thing.
Loved American Bandstand.
Yeah, it's got a good beat. I can
Good job,
move
yay.
my feet to it.
Good job. Kiss. Thank you. Night.
I think I'm
Beth
back now.
lost 3 days.
There you go. Is that what you was waiting on?
Did you find them?
I think I'm back. I don't know.
Are you back?
I don't know. I think for now. I got choked on a piece of chicken I was eating and I couldn't breathe.
You okay?
That's not good.
Yeah, Zach even came in here and by then I got it up, but yeah, it was scary.
Choking your chicken is serious.
Yeah, and he was
So,
panicked.
Yarn Inspirations has this celebrate the holidays with this exclusive Red Heart Amigurumi Advent Calendar Kit. It's 12 days of Christmas. Comes with 1 crochet hook, 1 plastic yarn needle, 12 plastic clips, acrylic yarn, polyester stuffing, 6 completed amigurumis.
I seen somebody open one of the Red Heart amigurumis and they said it was terrible.
I've heard this name.
$40.
Wow.
For how many?
12 amigurumis. Like honestly, they don't look that well made. You
Well, the
think they would pick,
amigurumis from Red Heart I've seen at Walmart, they're like $14 or some shit.
Yeah, but he's talking about an advent calendar.
Okay.
The 12 days of Christmas, you get 12 amigurumis already made, or and patterns and stuff.
You get 6 made and 6 to make yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'd
a
want
lot.
them all made for
I
me.
don't know if I would want that. You know, myself. But you know, I don't really do amigurumi either. So I've got all kinds of amigurumi tutorials saved, but I just haven't done it.
Well, what I didn't like about it, and she pointed it out when she was doing the opening, is it includes a QR code, right? For the 6 that need to be made. But it's available to everybody, whether they bought the advent calendar or not. And she's right. If you're going to pay for an advent calendar, what it contains should be only available.
Exclusive.
to
Yeah,
actually
it should be
sell it.
exclusive to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, not only that, unless you're really, really good at amigurumis, if you got it now, you wouldn't have it ready for Advent because they're time consuming if you don't know, if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Well, saying you can make one a day, it's pretty small though.
It's
Yeah,
still,
but
but those, a lot of times, those instructions are not very clear. And I got one off of Temu, and I literally threw the dang instructions away and figured it out myself because it was so confusing that I could not follow it at all. And so I had to sort of what it was going to be like, and I figured it out myself. And so if by chance those instructions are not very good and you're not someone who does amigurumis all the time, you're not going to have it ready.
Zach just came in here and told me I'm on a clear liquid diet tonight.
Oh, just blend everything up in the blender.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, "Have you even eaten today?" And I was like, "Well, I was trying to."
It's done.
Oh, so cute. I love it.
I think I might put a little bow right here. A little pink
Yep.
bow, maybe. Since Willow is a girl that I get reminded of every time I talk about it. Don't forget, Grams, it's a girl. And I was like, I know it's a girl. I got to name her, and I said, I know you did. And actually, I thought the name Willow was really, I think it's a pretty name.
Oh, I love that name.
Well, she picked it because she likes trees.
Yeah.
And I said, I like trees too. But yeah, she was tickled. I'm glad her mommy thought to let her have some say in everything. It makes it a little easier for the first one.
True. Hey, Billy.
I still remember Andrew. He wanted a little sister so bad. And the whole time I was pregnant, no matter how many times I told him, he's like, you say it's a boy, but we don't, or say it, but we don't know until it comes out if it's actually a boy. And I was like, I think the doctor's pretty sure it's a boy. I want a sister. That's what I asked for, because I found out I was pregnant on Christmas Eve, and I said, how would you like a baby brother or sister? He said, can I have them tomorrow? I was like, no, it takes a little longer than that.
Well, you know, I had two girls.
Billy Burt.
I had a boy and then a girl and
Billy.
another girl. And my son wanted a baby brother. When I got pregnant with my fourth child, he begged. So we went as a family to the ultrasound appointment when I was 7 months along. And the technician knew about it. And she was looking at it and she turned to him and she goes, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're getting a little baby sister. He lost it. Tears just flowed. And then I felt so bad. And the technician said, well, maybe you'll get some nephews. And boy, does he. He's got 6 of them.
Now, Andrew was, he came to the hospital and met him. And then I brought him home and he was sitting there holding. He said, Mommy, take the baby. And he gave him back. He said, okay, you can take it back and get my baby sister now. I said, no, honey, that's the baby we got. I said, I can't just change it out for another one.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he always, that's why I was so tickled when I found out he was having a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
He always wanted a little sister.
Right.
And I was,
John, I'm watching your video here, your camera. It looked like you were pushing a deformed hand through your saw.
It's exactly what it
Wow.
looks like.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like, "Arr."
Halloween's over, but John still.
That's a little dark. Yeah, it's already 11 o'clock. Where did the day go?
It went away.
I guess. I was busy all day today, though, so or pretty much other than the little break I come in here with y'all.
I've been busy all day too. Ouch.
Just had a lot of in-house stuff that needed to be done. All the screens needed to be taken down and scrubbed and put back up because flies were terrible this year.
Flies are still bad.
Yes. I noticed that today. I'm sitting there going like, it's November. They're supposed to be dead by now.
Yeah, I've been killing flies all day long for a week. I'm like, get out of my house.
I'll tell you,
Jeez.
we went to the store. It was last Thursday, and Bill got so mad because he had to keep running through the house because we have one fly swatter, and because generally, that's all you need is one. He went and got enough fly swatters. He put fly swatters in every room. I'm like, okay, that's a little overkill, but whatever floats your boat.
No
Fly
fly on the ride. No bugs at all.
We haven't had trouble with flies, really. I mean, we have one in the house right now, but that's it, as far as I know.
Well,
Well, a lot of mine is the fact that I keep my door open during daylight hours. I cannot be in a house and not have the door open.
No, we have it closed up here.
we have it closed up, but I have a doggy door.
Were you selling stuff, Bill?
Yes, he was at a show
Hmm.
today. No, we have a doggy door, and so every time the dog goes through it, the flies have figured out that they could go through it with him.
Yep. Lay down. Quit pacing. I mean it. I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. And I won't let you eat it afterwards. Lay down.
That's the worst punishment. You're not gonna let him eat it?
I'm not letting him eat afterwards.
Oh, good for you, Bill.
That's awesome, Billy. How many did your wife sell?
Oh, cool, Billy.
Don't flies only live like 12, 24 hours or something like that?
Now it looks like a bird with
No,
an
not flies.
Flies can live up to, I think, 20 or 30 days.
usually 30.
Yeah.
You know the old fly strips that hang down from the top, from the
Don't
ceiling.
use them.
Those are gross.
They're gross,
Well,
but I
anyway,
use them.
I was at my.
That says just 15 to 25 days.
Yeah.
Anyway, out of the farm, August comes along and the flies are bad. So my aunt tells me, okay, put these fly strips up. And I was, I don't know how, 14, 15, something like that.
Did
So I'm
you get
putting them
stuck
up.
to them?
No, but I told cousins who are all younger than me, all the way down to about 3 years old, 4 of them. And one of them had, she was about 4 years old, and she had long, long curly hair. And I said, don't play with these things because if you do, you'll be stuck for life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a week goes by or something like that. Well, doesn't one of them fall on her hair? And she's screaming and running through the house, I'm stuck for life. I'm stuck for life. I'm laughing, but feeling so sorry for her because it's traumatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, especially for a little girl when it comes to their hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's just hair grows back.
They don't
don't.
do that.
They don't realize that.
Billy said she sold 3 and none of his Christmas ornaments sold. Go figure.
Wow.
So we should go to Christmas sale.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't sell more of those spiders. They are the cutest things. They're pretty and they're cute.
I've decided if I do another amigurumi, I'm going to do an octopus just because.
Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
The next amigurumi, I need to get started on it. I need to do a poodle.
Larry says, Mr. Bailey, look at the time of year. That would be
Well,
the time. Right now should be the time to sell Christmas ones.
Mhm.
no, everybody's bought their Christmas stuff in June.
Also, a lot of people
I bet
are
you
getting to where they're like, everybody's forgotten about Thanksgiving. Let's not do Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure if you were selling turkey stuff, you'd probably sell out.
Yeah.
Autumn, fall.
I mean, my sister doesn't attribute that. She's already got her Christmas tree up and she's putting her lights up today. I was just like, she said, "You got your tree done yet?" And I was like, "Nope."
It's
I
December 1st. Like, come on,
Right.
people.
I
wait.
December 1st.
tree up. Thanksgiving night is when we put our tree up. That we've always
Ours,
done it that way.
ours is the weekend after Thanksgiving. Except for after I had my third child, her birthday was December 8th. So we made a pact that we would never bring anything until December 9th because I wanted everything to focus. I didn't
Focus on the
focus
birthday.
on Christmas. I wanted it to focus on her birthday so that
Yep.
she would have a birthday, a party, presents, everything. And then we would do Christmas after that. Now, my grandson that lives with us, that just walked through the room, his birthday is December 30th. So,
My
That is
blister's
bored of me.
birthday is the 30th.
yeah.
But we have a friend,
the
her
tree's down
birthday
by
is
then.
the 25th.
Yeah.
No, we always put a Christmas tree up, and this was all as kids. She does it earlier because she has Christmas all year. She's like Anthony. He takes right after her when it comes to Christmas stuff. His entire bedroom is Christmas. But we always put them up the day of Thanksgiving night, and then we would take them down on January 2nd. Because for some reason, it's supposed to be bad luck to take your tree down before New Year's.
We always did
I
on
remember
New
one
Year's.
year. I remember one year the tree went on the 24th and come down on the 26th.
My dad, we used to always have live trees. And on New Year's Eve, he'd take the live tree out, stick it in the snow, and light it on fire.
We'd
And
leave
then
the
he would-
tree up till my wife's birthday on the 2nd of January.
Mm.
My sister leaves hers up until her birthday on the 22nd of January. And on the 20th of January, she decorates it as a birthday tree. And then she has a Valentine's tree, and then she turns it into St. Patrick's Day. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I get so tired of the tree up. I can't wait to get it down.
she puts her trees up, and then a week later, she'll take all the ornaments off and redecorate. She is. When you walk in her house, it looks like Santa went in her house and just threw up all over the place. That's
Wow.
what it freaks me out.
I knew a guy like that. He was up 24 or all year, and
Yeah.
he had the Santa and the reindeer on the roof. And well, they wouldn't get lit up all summer, but sure, as soon as it got to about September 30th, it's lit up, and you go downstairs, everything Santa Claus and Christmas and
I get
Coke.
tired of it.
You know, well, he lived by
It's
himself.
not
You know.
special anymore when
It-
you're doing it all year round.
Yeah.
Depends what you collect, though. If you collect that stuff, then
Well, that's different. You're not decorating. You have a collection, which is different from
Yeah,
decorating.
It's like Anthony has a collection of nutcrackers, and then he has a collection of Santa Clauses. Then he has a collection of Christmas trees. Now I'm talking little like statues,
Little ones. Yeah.
like, not actual trees. Although he does have a couple of bottle brush Christmas trees in his room. He's got a Christmas cuckoo clock that only comes out at Christmas. We don't put it up until around Christmas time because I can't handle them.
Cuckoo.
He's
Cuckoo.
all year.
Cuckoo.
No, it's not that. It plays a Christmas carol.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. Not all year round. I can do it for a couple weeks, and then I was like, I'm over it.
my dad had a train clock that would go off every 15 minutes and would sound like a freaking train, and then a crossing,
Larry, are you down in where is it? New Mexico, where the hot air balloons are races?
No, he's in. It's down south.
I know, but I thought it was in New
Love to do a
Mexico
hot air balloon race. I think
where
that
they
would
do the big ones, the big hot air balloon races.
I'd never go up in one, but I'd like to be there to see it.
Oh, I've been in one and it was amazing.
Nope.
I
was-
loved
They had
it.
one crash here years ago. It caught fire, and I think 7 people got injured and a few dead.
Yeah, well, if I
Hey,
died that way, I died.
you're in one heck of a predicament when the thing's burning and you're 1,000 feet
Oh,
above
yeah.
the ground. What do you do?
You die or you get hurt.
Well, you jump or you just scream.
Well, I have always wanted to jump out of an airplane. I still would love to, except for my knee won't let me.
I
I
don't
would
see
love to
anything
skydive
jumping out of a perfectly good plane. I mean, if
because
you're
it's fun.
land in it.
It's fun.
No.
It's amazing. It
It's
feels
practice.
exhilarating.
It's practice.
I've
is
never-
What it is.
I never
Well,
been in a plane. I've never been off the ground like that. And right at my age, I never will be.
I love to go up in planes.
I love airplanes.
I
Love,
just
love.
had no use or opportunity to go. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I
my
got
uncle had a
as
plane,
far as
and he was
going
going to
up
take
the
me
plane
up.
steps, and I took the first step up and I passed out.
Oh
that
my
was it.
gosh.
I was like, nope, not for me. Never going to even try it again. I
Okay,
think I
so
was like 15.
this ride at the lagoon, which is amusement park, they have this ride that's called the Cannibal. And so every time I've been on it, I was on the front row of the Cannibal, and you're on this. You get on it, and it goes in, and then you drive on. It puts on you to an elevator, and it puts you up in the air, 80 feet in the air, and then it's all black. You can't see anything in front of you, and it's a curtain, and it opens up, and you can see the whole Salt Lake Valley, the Ogden Valley, the Great Salt Lake, everything.
No
And
thanks.
then the next thing you know, you're inverted, and you're going this way, and then you're going back and up and around. And, oh, I loved it.
Went to Salt Lake, Kansas City for a YouTube meetup with a bunch of guys.
Hmm.
And we were in what's one of them? Hilton? Yeah, I think it was a Hilton.
Hmm.
The Airport Hilton, maybe, at Kansas City, Missouri.
Hmm.
Anyway, the second day we're there, the ceiling falls off of our bathroom. Like
Oh, lovely.
the popcorn ceiling.
Yeah.
It just kind of down. Well, what they're doing is renovating every second floor, and somebody cut into a pipe and it leaked, and the water went in there. So
And it fell.
you call the front desk. Hey, I got a problem here. This is on the second floor, I think, where we were. And so, oh yeah, well, we'll give you a new one. It's a brand new one. We go up there. So here I am. I go up the elevator to the 10th or 12th floor. I don't know what it was. And the elevator is right beside the end of the
glass.
hall,
The
like at
window.
the end, and there's windows there,
Mm-hmm.
floor to ceiling. Oh, no, thank you. I do not like heights.
I
just-
love heights.
Right
No,
there with the gray. Nope.
And if they at least would have had a wall about 4 feet up, I would have been okay. But the floor to ceiling business.
Oh,
ooh.
I love those. I love heights.
Me
I
too.
I love to go up. I love to go up fast. I love to come down fast. I was on a ride. It was called the Sky Coaster. It's in the lagoon as well. And you are you get a harness on, and they pull you up 100 feet in the air. And then you rip cord, you pull it, you drop 60 or 80 feet until it catches. And then you swing, and then you come back down. I love it.
Not for me.
No.
I can go up somewhere to a flat area. I was drilling blast holes at a silica sand mine, and there were 30 feet, a 30-foot clip. It was an open pit mine, if you want, you know.
Mhm.
So anyway, we were drilling about 10 feet from the edge, and it come coffee time, and well, you could walk around the edge of the pit, which
Mhm.
is like, you know, about a half a mile to go for coffee, but by the time you got there, your 15 minutes was up. So okay, we threw a line off the drilling rig down over the edge, and we go down there and then go across the pit, which was, you know, way like an eighth of a mile, right?
Mhm.
We'd come back and we'd be like Batman and climb up the the cable, and then my buddy he couldn't climb that good, so I'd start the rig and I'd drag him up, you know. But yeah, I could go to a flat area on top, but I could not go up like a ladder and the drilling rig.
Mhm.
I could only get about halfway up. It was 45 feet, and I could only climb about 45 or half of that distance, you know. And it bugged me. And the harder, the higher I went, the harder I would hang on. Then my hands would start to cramp. Then you start to doubt how well you're hanging on. And then
Mhm.
I'd try and hold on even harder. And then no, that's it. Got to go down.
When I was in high school, the ropes that would say, "Oh yeah, go up the rope," and everybody's struggling and can't get up the rope, and I went up the rope all the way to the top and came right back down. They're like, "How the heck did you do that?" I don't
I
know.
did the ropes, but that was there again. I was a lot younger, like, you know,
Well,
probably in
I won the
not in grade school. I think you know,
yeah
I
I
was up
won
there.
the president. I got the president's club, which it was something they used to do many years ago. It was in the bicentennial year, 1976, and so I had to do a certain amount of push-ups, chin-ups. I had to run a mile. I had to go up this rope, and I won it. So I'm like, yes. But yeah, I love heights. I love to go up high, love to go up fast, come down fast, swirl around. I love it.
No,
Always have.
on the ground. I'll go fast, level, but I don't want to go up or down. And you know, it just makes me weaken the groin
Yes.
watching some
Oh,
like a helicopter going across a thing and then over the Grand Canyon where the thing. Oh,
oh, I used to go. She just brought something up. She says, I used to go rock climbing. I used to jump off ledges way up on the mountain down into the water. I used to dive. I loved that.
Now, I mean, when I was a kid, I climbed trees, tall trees.
Yeah, me
Climbed
too.
all over the roof of the house,
Yep, me
jumped
too.
off the roof of the house.
Mm-hmm.
We would freehand rock climb, be up on top of the. Yes, okay, sacrilegious maybe, but we would go up on top of the church and hang out in the steeple. It was really cool, and it was a place nobody ever looked for you there. You could
make
Yeah,
like Quasimodo.
climb hours.
The
my
bells, the
my
bells.
dad, with him being a Hammeryo operator, we had a tower connected to our house. It was 100-foot tower, and I would shimmy right up that thing. I'd get in so much trouble. My mother, get down from there. So I'd shimmy back down, and she'd go back in the house, and I'd go right back up. I could see the whole time. I could see
Yeah,
the beach 8 miles away
that's
from
what
that.
we
That's
did
what
all that
drones are
time.
for.
I was always, you're a girl, you're not supposed to be up a tree. And I was just like, why? And they said, well, boys can see up your dress. And I said, then let me wear pants. My parents, I was not allowed to wear pants until I was 11 years old. I had to have a dress on.
I always had
I wear
shorts.
pants.
I always had shorts.
No, I
under my
wasn't even allowed
dress.
to wear shorts.
Oh, I
Don't
did.
ask me why. I
Well,
have no clue.
my sisters couldn't wear shorts, but my mother couldn't keep me out of trees and stuff, so she let me wear shorts under my dresses.
But I mean, we did all that stuff. But for me to even, I can't even step up on a milk crate now without getting vertigo.
Oh, I was up on a ladder today, all the way up to the ceiling. When I used to work at Lifeway Christian bookstore, I used to have to do all the I did all the gifts and stuff was part of what I did, and we had a big ladder that I would push it and carry stuff all the way up to the ceiling, and that was like 50 feet up. I'd be hanging stuff up there, and I'm like, Connie, be careful. You should be hooked up. I said, not going to get hooked up. That's too much time.
I had a manager at Kroger's that wanted me to get up and change the light bulbs and the exit signs. And I just looked at him and I was like, no. And he said, what? And I was like, no, I won't.
I would.
Later. And he
I
was like, why not? And I said, it's not my job title. I'm a cashier. Cashiers don't have to climb ladders. I said, show me in my contract that I have to climb a ladder for you and I'll do it. And he was like, well, it's not in the description, but you got to be a team player. And I said, then you go up there and change the light bulb.
I used to change light bulbs in Lifeway because I would go up to the ceiling all the time.
Yeah. No, they had a couple of guys that they'd get on the lift and go up and change the button. I was like, no, it's not my job title.
Yeah, I love theme parks.
Larry's favorite roller coaster was Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I used to bungee jump too. Oh, that was so fun.
This is crazy, Connie.
I broke too many bungees to even think to try that.
Oh, I loved bungee jumping, and my husband thought I was crazy because he would never do it. Never in a million years would he ever go up on a bungee jump, bungee cord. It was so fun. I absolutely loved it, and I do. Oh gosh, what are those? You get in you're on a cord and you're flying down the cord.
Zip line.
Zip lines. I love zip lines. They are so much fun.
I would have loved a zip line as a youngster.
Beth
Been able
would
to go off
climb
that.
her neighbor's cherry tree and get the cherries.
Yeah.
No, my neighbor's cherry tree was very close to the ground, and I would get up underneath it, and I'd sit there and make myself sick eating cherries off of it.
Oh, I don't like cherries, but I
Love cherries.
would do that on a peach
Veronica, when
tree.
she was in Georgia, they go to Six Flags theme park.
Six Flags is fun.
I didn't know there was a Six Flags in Georgia. I knew
I
there
went
was.
to-
Well, now you do.
I did. I learned something. I love it. Days I learn something new.
John's lives are educational and everything, informational.
Yeah. There's something.
Or something.
Pixie. She's like, no skydiving, no bungee jumping. I love it. I wish I could go skydiving. That would be a dream. If I could ever get my knee fixed where I could do it, oh, I would go skydiving in a heartbeat.
Well, guys, it's been great, but I need.
Yeah, I'm heading to bed too.
Yep, we're gonna call the show. Everybody can go
Alrighty.
to bed and rest. We'll see y'all
All right.
tomorrow.
See you guys
Are
tomorrow.
you-
Night all.
Take care and have fun.
Good night.
Night, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
See you.